it's running. Hello and welcome to another episode of Steam Spirit. You've all seen me use one of these gas blow lamps doing some of my solder work. Then I've also got one of these paraffin blow lamps, and then I have one of these baby ones which I've built myself, and this is the one I'm going to be showing you today. So before I fire this little thing up, let me show you how they work. So you've got a tank here, and inside that tank you have some paraffin, and then in the center down here you've got a pipe. In this chamber the pipe actually makes a loop and returns to a little gas jet at the end there. So you heat this thing up with a little bit of spirits, you preheat it, and then that will cause this pipe in here to become hot. Then what you do is you force air into the system with this hand pump here. This will cause pressure to push this paraffin up through the pipe and into that heated tube. So once it reaches that heated tube, it vaporizes into a gas. And then once that happens, it comes out the little jet here at the end as a gas. This whole tube or chamber around here is called a flame catcher. And what it does is it continuously it supports the flame, so it stops the flame from blowing itself out, and that's basically the whole workings of the thing. And then you've got just a cap that you can refill the paraffin in here. Okay, so let's have a closer look at all the parts here. This is the filler cap. This is the tank that contains the paraffin. In this case, this little miniature one uses benzene. Because of the scale of the thing, it actually doesn't work with paraffin. So the real big ones work with paraffin, but this one has to use benzene, which is also known as white gas, and it's a bit more flammable, so it works better with the miniature model. Here you've just got a handle that you can hold it, and on the other side you can see there's the hand pump, and at the bottom of this hand pump there's a little one-way valve that prevents the pressure from escaping back out of the tank. And there's one thing I forgot to mention. So after you've pressurized the tank and you actually want to turn off the blow lamp, you have this little knob here that you can turn, and what that does is it actually releases the pressure out from the tank, and then the flame will naturally just die. Okay, then there's the flame catcher tube, and if you can see inside there's a little coiled piece of copper tubing. And at the back, right here at the back, there you'll see that little piece of pipe there actually has a very small hole pointing out towards the flame catcher, and that is the little gas jet that sits there. And then there's the central pipe going down all the way into the tank. So the real blow lamp has a little divot in here. You see there's a little pocket there, so that's for adding your spirits, and what will happen is it will burn and heat up the tube inside here. So on my miniature one, because of its size, I actually don't have that, and also there's some parts here that's soldered, so I don't want to heat them up too much. So instead of that, I've made it a little platform that I can set it down on, and then this will actually, it's just got a little wick in there, and that will actually heat up this blow lamp. Okay, let's fire this thing up. So let me start by filling it up with some benzene to the filler cap here. Doesn't take much. Close that up. Okay, now I want to make sure that this valve here is open, so that there can be no pressure buildup while this thing is busy preheating. Okay, then secondly, I'm gonna put some spirits into my little burner tank at the top here. Let's take this out of the way. And then now I can go ahead and light it. Okay, after about a minute's worth of preheating, I can now close this valve here, and you'll see there's a flame starting there, and I can add some air to the system. I'm just going to remove it out of the platform, and there you go. It's running. Little miniature blow lamp. So now once you're finished with it, you can just open this little air valve, and it will release out all the pressurized air from the tank, and it will just self-extinguish. Okay, now that it's cooled down enough, I'm gonna take some of the parts off to give you a closer look. So this is the little air valve. It's got a little taper there in the front. Let me just zoom here and see if we can focus that a bit. There you can see the taper. And then at the bottom here, you've got a tiny little hole. It's very small, right down there, which is actually where the air goes out. And then this is the filler cap. Let me unscrew the hand pump. So there's the whole hand pump. Let me take this apart. So the bottom part here contains the one-way valve, and this is actually a quite interesting pump. It actually has two one-way valves in it, but the one
they ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
One is actually at the bottom, and it uses a little rubber seal, and the top one is actually part of the plunger. So the little plunger in here is made out of leather, and what happens is, as it pushes down, it forms like a mushroom shape and it seals, and as you pull it up, it closes it, or it goes smaller, and it actually sucks air up and past itself. So on the upward position, it sucks air up from this side, and then when you push down, the little plunger opens up and it forces the air down through the bottom check valve, the one-way valve at the bottom, and then into the tank. And then there's the little hole at the top, you can see there. That's where it sucks in the air. And that's about it. Thanks for watching my video. Stay tuned for the next one.